Hello and welcome back to Moo Clown Plays Eternal Darkness. So, if you remember last time when we were in this room, I pointed out that this was a nice purple sigil, and now we have a green sigil that eerily matches the one that Pius Augustus picked last episode. I just want to pick that out. It never occurred to me that the game would have to put a symbol there before it was picked. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. And I also noticed that I thought this was a drawer key, but this is the second floor key. So let's go ahead and explore that real quick. And the key to the second floor is broken. Perhaps there's a way of repairing it. Of course. Well, I'm certainly glad I went out of my way to show you guys that. Go back to this hidden room where we should find the next page in the Tome of Eternal Darkness. Right here, we actually saw this last episode. Strangely, with the Tome of Eternal Darkness in her possession, Alex can read the page. It is the chapter from the tome itself. So notice we didn't have to spend time deciphering it, just, hey, you can read it now. The Binding of the Corpse God. Okay, that's dark. But let's get going and meet the Corpse God.
I cannot say what was the true beginning, nor am I sure of its end. So perhaps here is the best place to start. I am reminded of ideas I first encountered in Sir James George Fraser's book, The Golden Bough, a study in magic and religion. We are overwhelmed by a very human need to weave a web of meaning where there may be none. Since time immemorial, ancient peoples have dressed up their lack of knowledge as gods and demons. I have discovered that sometimes the fates of gods and mortals intertwine, and legends are born.
Thy time is done, great ancient. Forever in shadow will you be master of chaos, and to fade to nothing in obscurity will be thy fate. My master has planned many millennia for this day. It is the true chaos of all things that you now must be entombed amongst the beings
of flesh and bone. You have a great monument here, Mantarok. It is a pity that no one will ever recognize it as yours. May the darkness claim thee, crawling chaos and damned beast. No longer will thy reign be kept over the ancients you have kept imprisoned. Thou hast seen the last of this world.
Not even these mythical fables can keep me amused. There has to be something to do around here. I only wish something that fantastic and of higher purpose could happen to me.
And ba-da-bum. Okay. So, I guess the big moral of the story is that if you have a tome that has stories, and that tome is made out of human flesh and hair, don't go reading the stories that are written in it in temples. All right, that's a very familiar design. All right, now really all there is, well, there are two passes. There are two paths. There's one over here. And there's one over here. But there's a statue with treasure, and I'm a klepto, so gonna make her a klepto. A statue of a goddess delicately sculpted from sandstone. It casts near an alert eye. Oof, let me try that again. It casts an alert eye over everyone who enters the temple. There is a strange necklace about its neck. Should Elia take the necklace? Yes. Yes. And now the path has been closed. The necklace can be used to heal Elia. Make sure she does not move when you cast it. Yes. So if you see here, this has red and a triangle, and that will make sense for when later in the game. But right now, just know it heals and it has 10 uses. But we're going to go this way now. And by the way, if you see me struggle in combat, just know that I have been playing other games, and they have different combat schemes. So sometimes I push buttons, aren't correct. The design on the wall appears to depict a time of day, perhaps the do too. Intent puzzle to be further. I wish. They're skeletons. I know they're going to come up and attack us here pretty soon, but actually they just let me kill them while they're on the ground. Yes, and booby traps. So here they kind of teach you what the booby traps are and what to look for to avoid them. And nothing over there. Nothing over here. Sweet. Well, I'm going to go around here and avoid all these traps. All right, and here we have a blue zombie, of all things. Located by creatures, a sanity loss occurs, causing a decrease in the level of your sanity meter. The character to pulse green. Beware, sanity loss affects perception and eventual health. So, as you can see, here we go. The sanity meter. By the way, if you look, you'll notice that the red health bar below is way smaller than Pius Augustus, because Elia is not a soldier, so she does not have the health of a Roman centurion soldier. Okay, so that's just telling us to perform a finishing move to gain sanity. So, fun thing to think about, in the first part, as Pius Augustus, he did not have a sanity meter, which could mean one of two things. Either A, he was so strong mentally that he was unshakable and could not lose any sanity, or he was already insane and so therefore he couldn't possibly lose any sanity. All right, so here we have candles. It's a candle puzzle. I know it's going to shock everybody, but if we just light the candle to where the sun is. But yes, it makes you wonder whether he was, because he is, a soldier. He was trained, to, fight, and, in that time, close up hand-to-hand combat was really brutal, and they were more apt to believe in myths and heroes and things. This is 1100, and the Pius Augustus was in, the BC times, before we decided to make that crossover. So, the question is, I know I want to kill. I don't want to. So yeah, the question is it because he's a battle-hardened soldier that he didn't lose his sanity and he was it was not beyond him to be facing the undead and whatnot? Or was he already insane? I like to think that he was already insane, but... Alright, so... There's a necklace there, so now we need to put a new one on. And the path opens back up. Fun thing about sanity, this sanity bar is, it's not the most, like, harmful thing. It messes with your screen. It does a lot of weird and interesting things. But it's also not hard to keep topped off. As you can see, I fought some enemies, I lost some sanity, and it's back at full. So I have to kind of make a conscious decision. Two things. One, do I want to intentionally make myself be lower in sanity? Or do I want to play normally? And I just stepped on that Y. And avoid trying to make myself low sanity. So I don't think I'm going to make an attempt to make myself play with low sanity, but at the same time, I'm also not going to take every advantage to make myself as sane as possible. So that means you'll get to see some of the insanity effects. And also, by the way, this is a red zombie. We won't be seeing very many of them because... Ooh, okay. Because we'll be seeing a lot of green zombies because those are the followers of Xelatoth. Fun thing, the blue creatures... Oh, yes, I forgot. He grew his head back. The blue creatures, when you attack them, they will drain magic. That is because Ulyaoth is the god of the mind. The reds, zombies, and red creatures, they hit harder, so they take extra life because they're of Tortuga, which is the god of strength. Xelatoth, his creatures make it complete darkness. His creatures, they make him... Xelatoth is over sanity. And part of that is all of the followers decrease your sanity more than others. So you will probably get to see that anyways, more of the sanity effect, just because of the way it went through. And it's part of the reason why I chose Xelatoth as last. It's not the only reason. I also think that... Wrong way. I also chose Xelatoth because they're all very similar. They all have very similar cutscenes. However, one of the bosses, I'll just say, is particularly special and looks nothing like the other two. The other two look very similar. And I'll get to that when we get to that. But it also has the most unique dialogue, and I will explain why. Well, for God, the God has the most unique dialogue, and I'll explain why when we get there. But it was not completely random as to why I picked this, and it wasn't just so that we could see more sandy effects. But we have a blow dart. A blowgun, sorry. Yes, I'm gonna take it. Oh no.
A secret passage in the temple.
And those are the Xelatoth zombies. And let's see if we can't save this guy. Oh no. Okay, running away, running away. guys are... I mean, again, if I had anything but a blowgun, these guys would not be difficult. Oh, what's my sanity at? Examine my short sword. Broken. Makes me very sad. Like, normally I would kill them. Gain some sanity. But let's go ahead over here and talk to this guy. The guard is grateful for Elia saving his life. In return, he has offered to repair Elia's weapon. The gesture of thanks. Yes, please fix. And by the way, what you just saw there was magic. Which is kind of a weird way to get introduced to it. You mean there's magic in the game, and we will be experiencing it for ourselves in later chapters. Because I should point out, this game is broken up into chapters. Didn't want to show that off yet. They have the introduction, you have the prelude, Act 1, which is Pious. And then Binding of the Corpse God, which is where we are now. And I have all the cinemas because I have beaten the game twice on this system. Ooh, that's weird. The loud banging and all that fun stuff. But yes, so this is the second chapter. I don't like referring it to that way because I don't know, it's just that way. I can't remember where I was going with the whole chapter bit and pointing it out. So this is the second chapter. In the third chapter, that's where it was. In the third chapter, we will be getting magic. This is... Oh. Looks like... Yeah. Merle depicts a skeleton demon befriending the ancient Chimera people by denouncing one of their fertility gods. That is probably someone we're going to see soon, and Pious Augustus. Okay. Did I have a choice but to... yeah, I didn't think I have a choice but to try that. Oh, that was lucky. By the way, guys, don't do that. Don't just run blindly through. You will get hit. I was very lucky. Where's my... I'm just gonna heal. I guess this is technically magic. But, yes. I will show it off later, but if it... while the magic's being cast, if you move, it doesn't work. Oh, and here we have... Might, because Chartuga is strong against Xelatoth. So this Xelatoth zombie is going to just wreck. Or no, the Chartuga zombie is just going to wreck these Xelatoth ones. Okay, and again, I'm not gonna keep it intentionally low, but I'm not gonna try to keep myself topped off. Not sanity. And here is probably the fertility god. Looking thing with eyes.
Stop! Don't go near it!
So, you are reduced to feeding on flesh and bone, Mantarok. How the mighty have fallen. You will surely fester for millennia to come. A slow and torturous fate for thee. You had best leave, young fool, or you will find yourself as food for the dead god.
chosen many, flesh and blood. It is now your destiny to fight the eternal darkness. I give you a gift in return for an obligation. The gift is your life, sweet dancer. The obligation is this. You hold one of Mantarok's hearts, the essence of a corpse god. To some, it is a source of great power. From those people, you must defend it, lest they use it to destroy what little brightness your world has left in it. Guard it well.
All right, so I guess I don't actually get. How did she get the Tome of Darkness? That's strange. Okay, so let's see. Metal staff. Take it. Let's look at this fertility god. I can go up here, but there's really not a point. Gotcha. Female bears witness to the monstrosity that fills this room. The porous stone of its body is covered with effluvial grime that Mantarok has secreted over the years. That's not a pleasant thought. So shaky. Formidable door. Formidable sized seals the vault. Stylized the design resembling the creature that dwells within the room. Carved. Okay. Yeah, there's just a lot of eyes and mouths. A lot of eyes. And again, your character can run out of breath, so good to give him a breather every once in a while. I can't see, so I'm probably gonna figure all sorts of traps. Oh, or just a lot more enemies. Okay. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but when you cut off their heads, they have heads. They have kind of spectral heads. And yes, they can see with those, so unlike the other ones, the other zombies, when you decapitate them, they know where you're at. Another fun thing about the Xel'lotath creature. I don't know why I can't take control of it, but I can't rotate the camera or anything like that. This is a terrible angle, and I'm just gonna run because I can't see, and that is why you don't run through things. Yeah, that was satisfying, wasn't it, folks? That was very satisfying watching that zombie get crushed. Okay. Okay, so now I really do need to raise my sanity, because if my sanity goes any lower, because it can't, it starts draining my health. So, yeah, let's not have them drain my health. Okay, it is here, yes. Need to use the metal staff. And now I need to go back the way I came. Yes, and see, that zombie got back up because of cutscene reasons. And he could see me even though I had decapitated. I'm gonna go ahead and this. I'll just well, okay, I messed up by not messing up. Let's use it again. Okay. So yeah, that's what happens when you try using magic, and then you move when you shouldn't. Oh wow, this angle's so weird. Going to be interesting. Yeah, and by the way, yeah, the enemies can they can trigger those traps, so that's another fun thing. Okay. Yes, and I think for the Xel'lotath followers specifically, it's probably better if I were to disarm them. Oh my gosh, I am getting my ass handed to me. It is better for me to disarm them than to just wail on them like I'm doing. But it's been so ingrained with me, just take off the head and then go for the body. And by the way, I have no idea if the screen shaking is actually part of where we're at right now, or if that is just part of me going insane. I should also point out that this is my second time recording this, because the first time I was playing this and then the game froze, which led me to this weird thing where I didn't know if it was a sanity effect or not, because it does have a sanity thing where, well, hopefully you'll see.
Fool! You should have run. Instead, you will die. Where is the essence of Mantarok? Where is it? I will not ask again, child. Very well, then. You will succumb to the horrors of oblivion.
All right. Okay. And now we have a puzzle to solve. Yeah. Message tube. Ooh, I wonder what could be in that message. Did I open it? Yes. All right, so we're on to the next chapter. Oh, not yet.
Your presence is welcomed, Majesty. As always, I am honored.
Our dealings are a pleasure to us both, then. He lies. As do we all. What is this flaw you wish to discuss with us?
My concern is with the other ancients. Ulyaoth, Shaturga. Should they unite with Mantarok, they will doubtlessly possess enough power to vanquish even thee.
As darkness abhors light, and light abhors dark, the others will not, cannot join forces. Mantarok will be bound, and the others will sink into insanity when I return. As has been foretold.
I was unaware.
There is much you do not know. And much you never will. Be certain to retrieve Mantarok's essence. It is necessary to cement our place in your world.
Then what of Charlemagne the Frank? What do you intend for him?
The Frank is an instrument of light. He seeks to unite Europe under his banner.
With this in place, my guardians will be hard-pressed to perform the functions you require.
For your own schemes, Pius. Think of your future.
Then Charlemagne will be removed from the picture.
Make sure he is dead. Or insane.
Or perhaps one, then the other? Just make sure he is removed from power.
Of course. He is as good as dead.
All right. That was Pius talking to Xel'lotath. The main reason that I chose Xel'lotath for last is because they all kind of say the same thing there, but you get, I feel like, so much more because there's the overarching tone of Xel'lotath, the overall voice, but then there's also that under voice, that kind of whispers, and that you do not get with any other old ones. You only get the overall message, and the underlying one is missing, and I feel like it adds so much. But I could go on forever gushing about this game and this old one. For now, this will be it. So until next time,